Hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
Sean is getting it. I love it. I
He
love
was
it. I love
like,
it. Carol Washington is our guest. She is the author of Rules of
Yay.
Engagement, My Road
Hey,
to
Candy.
Leadership. Candy. On the book, it says
Hyundai.
Carol Washington. On the book, it says Carol
Mhm.
Washington. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway, so these two are going to be silent. Miss Carol and I are going to talk.
I am not. I've been in relationships, plenty of them. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for this particular, okay, we'll see how much you
engaged
relate.
twice.
We'll see how much you relate. Okay, cool. Okay, so anyway,
I got rings like the Super Bowl.
that's
Ooh.
not good. That's not good.
That's another segment.
That's another show.
I got
Testimony.
rings.
Okay,
It's
runaway.
sick.
All right, so he's trying to divorce you, sis. I realized that there are so many couples that are contacting divorce lawyers during this COVID-19 coronavirus quarantine situation. A lot of couples are spending more time together. I even talked about this on my radio show, that we are bickering more than ever. I'm not sure how you are with your husband. Any little thing, oh, you just gonna leave a little bit of that lemonade in the refrigerator. You just ain't gonna drink it all. You just not gonna do the dishes. You see 3 dishes in the sink, and you just not gonna wash all the dishes.
Yeah, you couldn't just finish the milk.
You just gonna leave that fork in the sink. You couldn't wash the damn fork. So it's little stuff that, but some people, it's too much, and you're calling divorce lawyers. Well, first off, they're realizing that it might be cheaper to keep her.
That's true. Divorces ain't cheap.
Wow.
People are tired of being around their significant others.
It's too much.
And they're looking to file a divorce.
Oh, it's too much. Yeah.
There was a lawyer, I looked on CNBC.com, Aisha. Okay. She's the founder of Divorce Lawyers Vardogs, and she said that she expected the firm's phones to go quiet when the virus crisis hit, against the backdrop of economic uncertainty, fear of taking big steps in wild and scary times, whatever that means. But she said that her firm had seen a rise in inquiries. Folks call her like, so how much it gonna cost me to divorce this bitch? Because she's getting on my nerves.
There's your make.
She done took all the hand sanitizer. She done drank all the water. She don't wash near none of dish. I'm tired of her. She just eat all the damn Doritos, and I'm sick of her. How much it gonna cost me? You say what? You say what, Miss Candy?
I say this. I've been married 25 years this year. LaShawn, God bless her soul, she organized my wedding and got us to this point.
Wow.
It comes with ups and downs. Military. And you either weather the storm. And we had gotten to a point at one time in our relationship where we wanted to learn how to get divorced. We were at odds that much, and that counseling healed us. I mean, we would drive separate cars to go to counseling, but then when we got there, we ended up, after probably 5 sessions, we wanted to renew our vows, because we said some things that we wouldn't normally say. We were totally honest, which we weren't normally doing. You know, but what I want to say to my sisters that have, because they know I'm a natural counselor, and they'll call me with issues and questions, and I'm like, if you're not all in, you gotta get it all out, because ain't no sense in half. I ain't doing what, ain't no 70-30, 60-40.
Right.
You know, it's definitely 50-50. And when you've been in a relationship so long, sometimes it is that, 90-10, because that person, they're exhausted, or you need to lift them up. But you gotta find balance in your relationship enough to hold it down. At some point, you stay for the kids, but it ain't worth it.
May I interject this too in relationships, because I've been in quite a few, in that when people say, we have to do 50-50, 50-50 is still half. You have to do 100%, be 100% in, and 100% on both sides.
Be 100% in your 50%.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be 100% in your 50%. Don't be 25% in your 50. Be 100% in your 50. And a lot of things that I've learned. I'm not married, but I've been in a relationship with the same man for 15 years. It really good.
That's the same thing. Sorry.
Same
Same thing.
It's the same thing.
You have to. It is. The only thing that's different is we don't. The thing that's different is the taxes, and there's no certificate that says that we are Mr. and Mrs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without a prenup, you can just leave.
Anyway, so the thing is, I've learned to pick my battles, and I also learned that Candy has not gotten a good Wi-Fi signal, but we're gonna keep moving.
Oh, I can't stand y'all. I don't know what else to do in my house. So we got like 10 computers on, y'all.
I realized I like her. I realized that you have to pick your battles. There are certain things that you have to realize. Look, she's gonna venture around the house again. You cannot, or don't waste a good argument. Don't waste a good argument on something stupid. Like save it for something big. Like if you know.
Here I am.
When I'm watching, I love him. I love you, honey. When I was watching Boomerang yesterday, or the other day, and I'm watching it, and you know, when I'm in my shows, I'm like this. I'm intense, and I was like, "Yes, Crystal, get yours, girl. Go, Crystal. Who's Crystal?
Who's Crystal?
But what happened in my mind was, he's trying to communicate with you. He wants to know what's going on, what is interesting you. And so instead of catching an attitude, Crystal is such and such, such and such, this is the situation. And his response was, oh, okay. And that was it. And so instead of popping an attitude, which most of us do, instead of doing that, because we just like, you just messed up my vibe, you killed my vibe.
Yep.
And it just as simple as respond. Just respond. I learned a long time ago. Just kind of, you know, if it's a dish left in a dishwasher, or if there's a dish left in the sink, how much is it going to take for you to just wash the damn dish? Just wash it. Just wash it.
But sometimes you don't need to say everything. Right? A reaction, every time you react, doesn't require a response. I say that to my son all the time. This is not the time for you to respond. I'm trying to get some stuff off my chest.
Right. I just want you to listen right now.
You know, it wasn't this kind of show. But if I got to get some stuff off my chest, just let me do that. And let's move on. I ain't asked you for an apology. I try, you know, you try those traditional things like not going to bed mad. Yeah, good luck with that. But you can't wake up even more angrier than you went to sleep.
I'm really bad at that. I'm really bad at it.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're gonna work on that, kid.
Yeah, I know. Steve Harvey said he ain't through with me yet. Don't trip. He ain't through with me yet.
He ain't done.
That's a third book.
Listen. Anything you want to say, Miss? I've been there a couple times. We know Jer. I love Jer. But Jer cannot contribute to this conversation right now because
I can't, because I'm not going through anything like that at the moment. But
this is a learning. This is a learning opportunity for you, my love.
Yes, and I've been in a lot of relationships in the past, and we had talked about this last week, Kiki, how the domestic violence rate has went up, since everyone's been quarantined.
Yeah, man.
And I said, I noticed that, not that I was in a domestic violence situation, but like there was a guy staying with me, an ex, and the littlest things turned me off. Like at one point in time, I was working 2 jobs, so I was the moneymaker,
Right.
And I would come home, my bed wouldn't be made, the piles of clothes and laundry is overflowed. I'm like, you could at least make my bed, you know what I mean? You could at least put a load of clothes in the washer, or
his mother ain't raising right.
Can you at least start dinner? You know what I mean? This made me really think, like, I see why people be knocking their spouses out, because I was like almost there. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't promote domestic violence, I don't. But I get annoyed very quickly. Like, and if it ain't gonna be done the right way, if you're not gonna do it, I'll be like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. You know.
But see, if you're in a marriage or if you're in a long-term relationship, and ladies chime in, that's a situation where you have a conversation, honey.
Right.
If you're not, if I'm the only person working and you're not contributing to any bills, then the least that you could do is, when I get home, please have the clothes, taken care of, the food, whatever. It's all I ask you. I'm not asking you to do anything else. I understand that you're trying. I love the fact that you're trying. I appreciate the fact that you're trying, but I just want to come home to peace. You know how you want to come home as a man, you want to come home to peace. I'll just want to come home to peace. I won't, you want me to be at my best so that you can get, whatever. And oh gosh, it's telling me that I'm running out of time. But y'all go ahead.
Well,
y'all tell me. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, myself. I mean, no, I've been in long-term relationships, but I haven't lived with anyone. I mean, the people the two that I was going to marry, we didn't live together. I haven't lived with anyone. So, but isn't that something that you would have the conversation with? Can't you have that before you get together? Or one thing
that's what premarital counseling, counseling.
Right. And I know that once you're in that situation, you'll encounter some things that you probably talked about before, but it just kind of happened. But I'm learning now, the older that I get, that there's more things that I'm just not taking the time to argue about.
Well, we were saying the same things. You pick your battles. I'm not going to argue about that. Yeah, it's just.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So,
but does that have anything to do with age?
For me, yeah. Because I used to pop off, when I was really, I was so immature that I needed, instead of conveying my thoughts verbally, I didn't know how to do it. So I would let like one thing get to me, and I'd be like, I'm out. That's it.
Yeah, that's how I was.
Mayonnaise. Right. And that's the word. Mayonnaise is it. I'm gone. You know what I mean?
This is a Miracle Whip house.
This is we don't Miracle Whip house. Mayonnaise up in here.
Right. You know what I mean? So that was the thing. Now that I'm older, I'm more mature, and I'm mature in my relationships. And there's still things that, like, daily I pray to the Lord about. When it comes to Him renewing my relationships with, male and female, but primarily with my husband that He's going to bring, that I'll be able to communicate with Him, and that we able to understand each other effectively, and that if this were to occur again, this Corona thing, that we would use our time wisely as a couple to really. I don't want, I was telling my cousin the other day, we were talking about somebody. I said, girl, I ain't wasting my Corona time on that conversation. What else is going on? She said,
my Corona.
She said,
Corona time.
Yeah, I ain't wasting it. I got some other things that, let's talk about. We went on, we had such a good conversation. And it's just really, with me now, it's about time and valuing my time with people. Now I'm checking in on people that have really did some things that pissed me off before, and I said, oh, I won't leave them alone. But the Lord placed it on my heart to just check on them and see if they're okay. I'm the bigger person. Right?
Yeah.
I'm the bigger person.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to use this time wisely so I don't mess up any relationships with anybody. So I'm like, hey, you good? You good? And even if they want to talk some stuff, I let them talk it, but I'm not putting my energy in that.
Sean, that's a great segue.
Get into my world. Go ahead, Kim.
Sorry, Candy. Well, that's a great segue, because we're going to end this segment and talk about checking on our strong friends. We all have that one strong friend, that one person that says, I'm okay. And I know this is a different subject because we were talking about relationships, but now, even in this time, mental illness, depression, and even suicide, those topics have come up more random than any other time. And LaShawn, you touched on something about how you're checking in on people who you wouldn't normally talk to, or maybe you've had a grudge with. But this time it makes sense to check on them, and we're going to do that. So we're going to check in a second. We'll be right back. It's the Urban Media Today podcast. Hang on.